He wants Dave back.
Rearranged schedules of when I have appointments and moved, because basically I have a double appointment on Friday every time, and it doesn't really fit. But that's moved to Wednesday, so I'll be on time next Friday for sure. Right. Weather today, it's a big gray soup up there. It's a big gray soup up there. And whatever. Cloudy. The wind is less. It was really windy and restless yesterday overall. Not so much now. And it also warmed up a bit. So it looks pretty much the same, but it is less cold. So yeah, that temperature rise did actually happen. Which I'm very happy about, because I do not like that water cold type of temperature. It's bad on the bones. Right. Oh man, I am kind of hungry actually. I'll have to settle for the coffee. Right, it is Friday, the 20th of February 2026. Temperature is 8 degrees Celsius with 78% humidity, 19 kilometers an hour wind, 10% precipitation. I don't know why it still says it might be snow. That's a really weird thing to say. Definitely not happening. Maybe some hail or something. Who knows? Right. And yeah, looks like it's gonna be 11 to 16 degrees. Wow. Coming Wednesday, it's gonna be 16 degrees. Okay. Nice. But yeah, overall above 11 degrees Celsius, and at night also above 7. This night's still gonna be 3. So yeah, I like that. Not so cold anymore. That's great. Right. I'm stocked up. Got a bunch of tangerines and the bananas on top of the apples I had. So yeah, I got a full fruit bowl, which is, I guess, kind of nice because I never really had that. Like, I mean, it would have been great to have like organic fruit. It's just so fucking expensive. I just can't do that. I mean, maybe if I had like $200 extra in the month or something. But I mean, I'm getting it now for free, I guess. So it's like, okay, non-organic. It's pretty nice too. It's not that bad. It's not like these type of like super long mass production type sterilized and pesticided up type fruit. So it's pretty decent. I'm not feeling poisoned just yet, and I hope to keep it that way, right? I mean, it's mostly now for me to just like be careful about the processed foods, because when it's non-organic and it's processed, that's when it's like really, like, you gotta be really careful, because that can like literally be poisonous to my system. But when it's not that processed, it's not that bad. Like, I can do the processing myself. Right, and just fruits as is, like, yeah, it's not processed, it's just fruits. And I got a bunch of chicken too, so yeah, it's gonna be a good week. Like, I'm getting the hang of it, and like they're not looking at, why aren't you taking the rest? Like, They're not being, because I was like kind of just feeling embarrassed about like, oh, I need food help, but I'm not gonna take that stuff. It just felt weird and like I'm doing something wrong. But I mean, they don't mind. Actually, really nice. There's like really nice people there. All volunteers. Nice people. And it's kind of funny to get to know like the regulars that come there apparently. Like including, well, they do look really poor families. Because I mean, yeah, the same people come back every week. So it's just kind of interesting to just sort of get used to them. And they, especially them getting used to me, because I mean, yeah, I do look kind of weird and out of place with my leather trench coat and gloves and all that, and it's like, yeah, I'm not the usual type of person that you see there. I know. But I need it nonetheless. But yeah, it's good. Everything is pretty much in order. Right. Anyhow, I hope everybody's having a great Friday. It's 20th of February. Yeah. Because of my occupation with this stuff, like I'm not really all that focused yet, so give me some time to get into it. What the fuck is this? Trump orders release of all files related to UFOs and aliens. What the hell? Like what? Okay. Oh Jesus. Obama already came out with that a while back. I guess it's the plan. The plan is to roll this out now. The X-Files are coming to fruition, basically. And I'm seeing in the comments there, and it's like, yeah, anything to distract from Epstein files. Yeah, good point. Probably. Because, I mean, the whole thing is just starting to get brittle and break apart, and, like, they're all feeling it. It's time for the big distractions. Oh, and seriously, Zelensky flip-flopped again. I think he's, like, flip-flopping himself to hell. That really stood out, like, because already yesterday it's like, oh, he's, like, talking behind his back. He's not gonna do it. Not gonna do the peace thing. And I was like, oh yeah, we need more peace negotiations. So I think he's like stuck. And his lens is like wearing on. Dude, he's like starting to get serious wrinkles and shit. He's stuck. It's like he can't stop the war because they'll probably kill him. But at the same time, like, if he just overtly does that, he will probably get blown up or assassinated by a Russian whatever thing that might happen. Send a missile at his ass. So he's just now like continuously like oh, screw peace, it's all bullshit. And then like, oh no, we need peace negotiations. Then as the peace negotiations, like, oh, it's gonna work out. And, this is all shit. No, I'm gonna go back to war. And then like 5 minutes later, oh, we need new peace negotiations. Like, this is really a pattern. I mean, can't get around this. And like, you can predict that this is literally, he's just gonna keep this up until he gets killed somehow. Really. And he knows it. And I think like the drugs are not helping anymore. He's not having a good time. It's staring him in the face that his doom is right in front of him. So right at the door. It's really now a matter of time until it's just decided to like, okay, we decided we're gonna pull it. And then Zelensky is gonna be pulled like a Building 7. That's what I think, what I predict is gonna happen. Oh, that's such a hard prediction to make. No, it isn't. But just for the record, I'm predicting it. Yeah, and I mean, he's direct, overt connections with Epstein as well, and human smuggle. I mean, Zelensky is all the way down the shithole with him. And he's so fucked, there's nowhere to go. Ugh. Anyway. UFO files. Okay. It's gonna get weird though with that. Because it does seem more and more like they are extra dimensionals. And aliens is just like a brand that they can basically do. It's one of the things they do, and you could argue that it is the extra dimensionals integrating themselves with technology, etc., and clones or whatever, however the hell they're supposed to be doing that. But also just hallucinations, extra dimensional experiences. Which, I mean, yeah, hallucinations are not what they used to be, in the sense that like even like 60 years ago, there would be hippies ranting on about what they saw when they took the drugs or whatever, the LSD, and people would be like, yeah, they're hallucinating it, they're crazy. And everybody would just kind of accept that. Now there is just so much info going around that people are starting to realize, like, yeah, it's not just hallucinations. I mean, yeah, that happens, but that doesn't mean it's all bullshit. Like, very specific things tend to happen that are consistent. And there are things there, out there, non-human entities, that do typically or eventually start knocking at your door when you do that. And that's just all being understood now, and so hallucinations doesn't necessarily mean what it used to mean to the average person. So yeah, it could get interesting, but I mean, it's still, of course, just a giant distraction from the Epstein files, which is like just shaking the whole thing apart. Epstein file release is shaking the whole apparatus like a death ray, basically, just like shaking everything apart on the molecular level. Tesla death ray, which is probably the same thing as the discombobulator that Trump mentioned that he used in Venezuela. It's the same type of tech. And yeah, they're getting subjected to their feeling. They're shaking apart. They're getting brittle. A lot of people going down, and of course, like the Prince, formerly known as Prince Andrew. I mean, he was basically already outcast out of the royal family in Britain, and he has been arrested. And like, as I thought, it is unprecedented, because I didn't know. I was just guessing. That has never happened before, like ever. No person that is like of the family, of the nobility, has ever actually been arrested officially. So that is like, that is having an unprecedented change. It is like, people are kind of shocked about it, because it is like, it literally has never happened before. And that's, yeah, that's special. That changes the mindsets of a lot of people that hold on to everything being exactly as it is, because that allows them to ignore anything that might happen that is new. because it's still the same. But when then those things that are always the same subtly change, then those people can't basically do that anymore, and then they're forced to adapt, and that changes everything. Potentially it changes the social landscape. Anyway, I was wondering why you choose be an urban permit. What? You mean hermit? But I'm still obsessed with society? Yeah. Of course I am. And I'm really a hermit because I'm not that good at social. Like, on an energetic level, I have a lot of issues adapting. It's uncomfortable for me to be around other people. It's always been like that. It's gotten a lot worse. It's also because I'm not used to it, clearly. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not thinking, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with that, so I could just pretend it doesn't exist and imagine like I'm surviving without them. No, like, I know I need those people. I need all of them to be alright. Because if I just think like, oh, screw them, they're just gonna grow more delusional and just fucking die, and yeah, well, guess what? That's literally how suddenly your country is overrun by, I don't know, let's just call them foreign armies. Like, you have to, yeah, you can't do that. I mean, I don't live in some forest in the middle of nowhere and where I can literally get all of my own resources. Yeah, that's not happening. So as long as that's not happening, logically you have to take some responsibility for society, even if you don't want to continually be right in the middle of it yourself. Yeah. So I hope that explains why. Look at you there. Anyway. But yeah, I feel a little bit uplifted today. It's just, I think that I can survive now with this setup. Just have to see if it's gonna remain durable. Because if it's just gets more of a hassle and more of a hassle, then it's like fucked. I need some freaking room to be able to stabilize already, for fuck's sake. Alright. And yeah, I think that might work out. I just really hope it stays that way and I can just hold on to this, get used to it, and then blossom a little bit again. A little bit more, instead of just continually trying to not fall down an abyss. Taking a careful look at every step I make, because that's kind of what that's like now for me. It's not pleasant to live like this. And I'm working on it, and for all assholes out there, like, yeah, that includes potentially job future, like, there's now yeah, it's in the works. Right, anyway, let's move back. UFO files are ordered to be released. We'll see about that. I mean, it's probably gonna be still a lot of blacked out shit. Right? I mean, why would they just give it and not make it another preoccupational strategy where it's like, oh, but they're not completely releasing it, so then people can get all riled up and like, why didn't you release it all? And so they can obsess over that instead of the Epstein files. So yeah. Hey, what's this? Bulgaria, parliamentary snap elections, 5th time. Wait. 8th vote in 5 years. Yeah. Wonder what that's about. Okay, this is very short news flash. Jesus. Yeah, oh, the bad news, which is like insane and creepy, that Trump signed an executive order to give total liability protection to the producers of Roundup. Like, what the fuck? What the hell, man? Just why? Why would you do that, you fucking asshole? I mean, that is... Yeah, I forgot about that. That's just horrifying. I mean, aren't they the enemy? Aren't you trying to get rid of it? I mean, this is like... RFK is gonna be pissed off over this. Like, this is not what he wanted. Not at all. Like, this is not part of the plan. This is bad.
Now I need to learn to milk these free chickens.
Like, oh, Alex was all just basically really pissed off over it, and yeah, it should. It's super worrisome. It is like, it starts to feel like treason. It's like, you're, yeah. Right, but I mean, yeah, Trump is this weird ass deep state controlled opposition double agent, an agent of chaos. So yeah, this is his new title for him that I'm giving him. Falls very much in line with the year of the golem. Trump, the deep state controlled opposition double agent of chaos. I mean, that's what it is. He's just clearly doing that, protecting them. And he just shouldn't be doing that. So what's making him do that is probably because he's right in the middle of it. But at the same time, he's not literally just he's not a front runner for all of their agendas in that sense. And so it is. He is an agent of chaos. He is a double agent to the deep state. He is supposedly, he was probably originally their controlled opposition, and then he turned out not to be that controlled. He like takes it too far, but then it's like arguing like, but they have to, otherwise it's not believable. But then, yeah, he just basically becomes this double agent, and it creates chaos. And that, I think that's what's happening. And I mean, with that, it's still better than if he was just pure controlled opposition. Like, yeah, because then that will be way worse. Because even chaos does also bring opportunity. It's an opportunity to basically get immunized against the bad agendas, braced against it, and then embrace the good things, the necessary long waiting changes that are really necessary. And then you have to just like carefully pick. You just get stuff put in front of you. You have to be quickly pick the right thing. It's like, oh, pesticide, bad. No, not that. Oh, Epstein files. Yeah, that. Protecting that. No, not that. And just this, yes, that, no. This, yes, that, no. That's what basically everybody's going to be forced to do, which on its own is a occupational strategy, but with some result. And that's why it's even more effective, because more people will be doing it, because it will affect things. And if you don't do it, everybody's screwed. So, yeah, Agent of Chaos, Trump. You won't be able to...
Trump can give me free chickens.
Is he evil? Is he good? Well, he is really good with certain things, and then he isn't. But he doesn't even really see it. He doesn't really understand. I think he's like truly in this kind of Twilight situation mentally, where he really can't tell anymore. He probably looks at things only as like business, energy connections, and like he doesn't look at things morally anymore. I don't think so. Morals to him are probably at this point only the thing that you need to satiate for people. You need to give it to them or they'll get pissed off. But I don't think he really has a feel for it anymore. Otherwise you just wouldn't do these things without shaking in your boots as you're doing it, because it's like wrong. And everybody's like gonna be pissed off. Like, how could you not see that? Well, the only way he could not see that is if he is actually blinded in his own personal senses to what is right and wrong. That he's not looking at that anymore, that he can't see it. Right? And you could say, oh, brain damage or something. It's not dementia, because I mean, he's probably always been like this. It's just senses are numbed down because of certain decisions on how to deal with things, on what to actually focus on. And Trump is just always focused on economics and systems and getting things flowing, like economy, deals, contracts. That is really where he's just incredibly talented. You gotta give it to him that he does that. It's just that an actual sense of what is right and wrong, I think that in general he wants to do the right thing, but he just can't tell. He can't tell. He doesn't know. He doesn't actually know. He seems to not actually know. And I don't think he could be made to know. I don't think he has the senses for it. Like, he's blinded, like, totally. Must be, otherwise you couldn't do this. Right, and that also just contribute to this chaos agency that is Trump. Because he's blind in certain ways. He doesn't actually know what is right and what is wrong. He just knows how to set up systems. How to overcome obstacles where there
Shut
is,
the
like,
fuck up, or when you
stalemates
bald
and
ass
dead
freak.
corners, and just like rearrange it so that it can keep going again. Like, that is what he likes to do. That is his focus. He doesn't know right from wrong, though. I mean, he knows, of course, that like super dark shit is just super wrong. Like, he knows that. I mean, he's not totally like demonically blinded. But when it comes to more subtle things, and yeah, like health, it just doesn't really seem to understand it at all. Anyway, right, so yeah, that's the thing. Right, so that's the first item. Man, 30 minutes in already. Oh, and apparently Trump gave Iran 10 days to agree on nuclear deal. What? What now? Nuclear deal what?
Rocinante Gold, give Arwen free chickens.
Maybe he's backing. I think he's gonna back down again. And then that would be good because, I mean, was there not already a nuclear deal? So I think that's actually already there. So there might be like, oh, I'm coming here. Oh, we're gonna do something. No, we're not gonna do something. And he shouldn't. I mean, if the U.S. attacks Iran, it's gonna be chaos that the U.S. is not gonna be able to recover from. Like, yeah, can't do it, shouldn't do it, it's not necessary, it's all just for Israel, everybody knows it. Just leave it alone. And don't do that shit anymore where you're calling out to the Iranian people to protest and then not do anything. Don't ever do that again. To any country, really. I mean, so many people got killed because of that shit. It's brutal. And he probably doesn't even realize that as much. Just how damning that really is when you do that. You literally cause all sorts of brave young people that want the best for their country to get killed because of that. It's
Give
terrible.
the elf some sandpaper and tell him it's a map of Iran.
Ugh. Anyhow. Let's see, let's go around here. Oh yeah, and of course, Jeffrey Epstein was the financial advisor of the Rothschild family. Like, that's kind of crazy if you just think about it. Like, really, the Rothschilds need financial advisors? Aren't they the financial advisors, basically? Aren't they, like, on top of it? Like, how? Seems like that's a bit of a cover story for something else that he was providing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, looks like the UFO files really is gonna be the new item. But I mean, Epstein files are not gonna go away. So I guess that the coming period is gonna be items, geopolitical war things, which is probably gonna be like, Iran, Ukraine, and maybe some stuff with Taiwan, which like that there's continually attention is there. And some more South America things, perhaps. That sort of thing, like tensions, the Epstein files and what it's doing and who's been uprooted, and the UFO files. They're gonna have it as another item. And I mean, in a certain way, in the general public, it will be effective because a lot of people that are into that, they will be able to basically focus on that and let all the nightmarish shit kind of slip by them, right? It is a good distraction. It does enable people to turn on social media and not just only have nightmares to be confronted with, basically. So, yeah, I think that's a part of it. Although, I mean, the whole UFO shit could get pretty nightmarish too. I mean, there's some dark shit involved with that as well. twist. The satanic pedophiles are the aliens. Yeah, that's maybe something to do with that. It's not aliens, they're fallen angels, and they claim to be Atlanteans apparently. I mean, and they could claim themselves to be all kinds of things, because here's the thing. I don't think they're the Atlanteans, I don't think they're the Tartarians. I think they're what actually was summoned into the world that ended up destroying them. It slipped in the peak of society. They were seduced. Somebody did something really crazy. It's like the Dark Crystal, like in the peak of their power, that somebody got arrogant and just shattered the crystal, and then it all turned dark. It opened the gateway, and these things started to meddle themselves, started to involve with people's dreams, probably is how it kind of started. I think everybody was probably much more pineal active, so that everybody had like this shared spirit internet. But then suddenly these entities came in. And now that seems normal, and it's like, oh, you take the ayahuasca or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's really cool, until the freaking entities start to get involved. And then it's fucked. Well, that probably didn't used to be like that. It probably started around, what they say, 70-76. Around that time, around the fall of Tartaria. Before that, a period, it wouldn't even been that long. It's not like, oh, they went through that 200 years. No, it probably was like over in 20 to 80 years, because just the impact would have been devastating, changing everything around, people going completely insane. And suddenly dying of starvation when before they didn't really need to eat anymore. But then primal instincts were reinitiated, and they just like, just chaos. Scary shit. But the Atlanteans, the extra dimensionals, they say they're the Atlanteans and they want to restore their thing. But the current society has to make way for that, so depopulation. Bullshit.
Arwen has a stealth dildo, the Black Mamba edition.
Have an original real identity. I think they are the fallen angels, and I think that they'll make up whatever they can to get to you. And they'll take on the cloak of whatever is out there, because they don't really have an identity. So they can just shapeshift into whatever they think will work, will impress people, will make them believe it. And so them claiming to be the Atlanteans makes perfect sense. But I mean, they were probably the ones that actually destroyed them, though. They weren't like some high spiritual priests or whatever from Tartaria that then evolved and became extra dimensional. I don't think so. No. I mean, some of them might be thinking that they were doing that. Maybe some of them did like migrate, but I mean, when you die, and so they might be out there in some weird corner in the spiritual realm or whatever, but they're not the ones that are trying to like colonize this realm. Those entities were never human. But they'll claim to be whatever they can in order to impress you. So that's my view on that. And in a way, I have actually faced them to an extent in my Dark World visions. Like, that was actually a part of it too. It was very hard to not just buy into it. Because it's like, doing that is relieving. It's like giving, it's like, okay, you're this, you say that you're this, and then you're this, and that now that's what you are to me, and with all the consequences of what that means. But I mean, I did know, I felt, it's like I had like God's instinct, even in the Dark World. Like, they're just lying about everything. But just because I can't necessarily understand what they're lying about doesn't mean that they're not lying. It's like, I could just tell. I could feel it. And then, yeah, they could suggest, like, we're this, and it's super beautiful. Like, a part of it, they were suggesting, like, no, we're the evolved Aryans. We're, like, they're basically, like, the Nordics, right? That came out down in the UFOs. Like, they would suggest they're that, and that's, like, incredibly beautiful to me. Like, that thing, that mythos, is incredibly appealing to me. It always has been. It's like, oh, the real elves. Oh, they gotta be out there. I want an elven society, like high-tech elven society. I want it so much. It's so beautiful. And they played into that. But eventually I would realize, like, but even if it's real, they're anti-human. Like, they won't be like the elves from Lord of the Rings. They won't actually just, okay, we'll do it together. Like, they refuse to do that. So couldn't be it. They were secretly the devil all that time. It was incredibly painful to actually just realize that. Because you want them to be that beautiful. I mean, these entities can mimic incredibly amazing things. They don't say for nothing in the Bible also that Lucifer is like a brilliant angel that is like glorious and seems like the embodiment of God himself. He's like a gateway through it. But the point is like, yeah, those entities can portray themselves as the most glorious thing beyond your imagination, and you're overwhelmed by that, but that's not actually evidence that they are God or directly of God. You can only tell by their directives. You can only make sure by what they actually want. That is the defining factor. It's like you're gonna face some extra dimensional entity, and it's like, are they beautiful? Are they creepy? Whatever. Ask them, what do you want? That is what defines them. That is whatever they look like. What they want tells you what they really are. Right? And they have to tell you too. But they might punish you by taking away the beauty when you ask that. When you ask them to reveal themselves. The part of their seduction is that they just become so appealing to you that you don't want them to not be that thing that they're claiming to be. That is their primary method, is to just be so amazing that you don't want it to be fake. You just can't, it's too painful. Because then they are actually exactly the opposite, which is just such a shocker, right? It's a satanic trick. Like, human Satanists do this too. Right? They pretend to be the good guys, and they're the most evil scum you could possibly imagine. And it's the disjunction between those two is so shocking that a lot of people, they forget because they can't make it fit in their minds and their hearts. It's too much. It's a satanic trick to overwhelm your enemy with contradiction. And yeah, the dark entity.
Tartaria has fallen. Sounds like a shit movie.
Learn that from. All right. Anyway, hello, Tori Puroku. Good to see you again. Right, and you could even argue that in a way Trump also has that trait. It's really complicated. because he does pretend like he is like the ultimate American savior and all that, but he isn't really. That's really painful. But he does do some good things though. It's just this weird mixed bag. Thus, he's an agent of chaos, not Lucifer secretly pretending, and not really like the perfect one, but unpredictable in between. Agent of chaos. How do you think pyramids were built? Yeah, well, that's a whole story by itself, Toripuru. I think that they were mostly geopolymer casting, so they cast it in place. They cast like putty, very specific stuff that then naturally hardens, and it hardens into like stone that'll last forever. And it's a technique that just isn't really being applied anymore as much. I mean, sometimes they do. It's still known, but it's just not being done as a standard anymore. They now do concrete and all that crap, which does not last forever. But yeah, I think that pyramids were mostly cast, and then there were some stones that were probably directly quarried and transported, which I think happened with the help of giants. And potentially also electrostatic levitation. So a combination probably. Right? But I mean, it would be logical if giants were involved, because it's just handy. They were there and you could do so much with them. And like, I believe that the pyramids are hydroelectric field generators that create a mana field that the giants would use to not have to eat so much, right? And then after the flood,
giant butt crystals
became ravenous and started eating everything until they were hunted down, right? But pre-flood, the pyramids were there to feed them, to make that not happen, and so it would be logical that they would help build them, because it was also for them. See video that say they use sound. Yeah. Sonic levitation. Potentially. It might be part of it. But I mean, is that enough? With that amount of stones, etc. I mean, yeah. But sonic levitation, giants, and just casting it on the spot. But I bet that certain types of stone, you just can't really do that. You can't cast anything. Well, they might, but I don't know, man. Maybe it is all just because there's like certain like pink granite and such with all these patterns in it. Like, that is obviously not natural. That's like printed. Gotta be. It's not a natural formation that exists. So yeah, maybe it was all cast in place, and maybe some parts were quarried and carried. But I mean, stone casting is definitely something that existed, and it could never have all just been cut and transported. There's no way in hell. It's too much. It's like way too much of it. Right. And by the way, there are actual pyramids that are even bigger. Did you know that? In South America. It's crazy. Right. Extraterrestrials. Some alien... Yeah, no, aliens did not build the pyramids. That's nonsense. But I mean, there are stories of priests using jinns to build incredible locations. Like, remember that giant reversed pyramid, sort of like carved city with all the stairs? Like, that thing is claimed to be built by Jinn, like in a day, overnight. So there's a good chance that Jinn have been involved in a lot of it. Maybe with the pyramids too. So yeah, all kinds of things could have been involved. And I mean, even like King Solomon, right? I mean, summoning demons, like, well, they did things with that. And it's a good chance that that has also been used to build a lot of these incredible structures. Maybe not all of it. But I mean, definitely not aliens, is because it's very simple. Aliens don't exist. There is no other planets that beings are psionic, telepathic, or whatever that live in another physical place and could come here. No, but there are extra dimensionals, and they're just not aliens. They're just extra dimensionals. They're another type of being, not physical. They can interact with the physical, and that's it. King Solomon was actually Pharaoh Siamun. I don't know who the hell that's supposed to be. Whatever. Who put you there? I'm sure it is. Over 100 meters. We only make the building so tall recently. Yeah. And I mean, it's a monstrous structure because it's not just a tower. Like, our tall buildings are all towers. It's not a tower, it's a freaking pyramid, so it's just so much stone. And the precision is insane. Like, that, they can't build anything like that right now. Unless they cast it all. And then you could. But then it probably still wouldn't end up that perfectly aligned. Because that's a lost art. Copied from Egyptian history. I'm sure it is, Viscosity. It's all fine. I mean, they're just story templates. Story templates tell things of what happened. It doesn't really matter who they were or if it's actually a retelling of another story. The point is just like what they do in what time period. But yeah, interesting if you know about those connections. I mean, I don't read all that shit. But I mean, I'm not surprised though. I know that has happened. That so many stories are basically just rewrites. And I think that the New Testament is that as well. And then people get really pissed off against me for saying that. Still. Right, anyhow. Hope everybody's having a great day. Don't forget the Rogan's up the show if you're liking it. I feel pretty good. I'm being kind of inspired. I like the subject you brought up. I mean, I do like to talk about the pyramids and extra dimensionals and all that, but only when I feel strong. Because then the flow is there. Yeah, let's put it like this. Trump the deep state, control opposition, double agent of chaos, and pyramids, Atlantis, and the fallen angels. It almost sounds generic. And that's good. That's fine. Lysius is the original Greek Bible. Is actually a Greek name. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I mean, to me, I've been very open about it. I'm following Jesus for the wisdom, for what he said. I'm following
Bullshit title again, elf.
It's like the message of God. It is a structure. It doesn't matter to me if it's a rewrite or even if it's an assembly of different people and their wisdoms combined, perfected perhaps. It's the wisdom. The identity of Jesus is basically, to me, is superfluous. It is not of importance. It's the wisdom, the tactics, the implications. That's what matters. The lessons that can be learned. They lifted a lot from Greek culture as well. Yeah, well, viscosity, that's not surprising since Greek culture completely dominated the world. That's why there's so many Greek-style buildings with Greek mythology things, like all over the world. I think that there was a period where they were like very predominant. I mean, it might be like the old setting, the Atlantean setting, and now talking about pre-flood, not mud flood, not the latter, because that's like the Tartarian Age, but the Tartarian Age is like the second time, the second period. It's what medieval times actually was. Much better than we're taught it was. And that's grown out of the post-Atlantean Age. The Atlantean Age was probably all Greek style. And then like a giant disaster and like it changed everything. That's like really the old world. But after that, yeah, I mean, other developments. A new world, a slightly more chaotic world, like picking up the pieces of the old world, trying to learn from its mistakes, re-emerging nations, cultures, with some weirdness too, but also like technological advances in other ways, more industrial. And that then led to like Tartarian Peak Age, then that stopped. and then the New Age, which is what we're a part of, that actually like came out of the Renaissance, a new reset somehow. Him not being Jewish is copium. Dude. Define Jew. I mean, is it even the same? Like, is like the biblical, again, like biblical Jewish, is that the same as the Jews now, right? Is it really? I have my doubts, very strong doubts. Right, but yeah, that's all part of the biblical context, and I mean, yeah, in that it is all Jewish supposedly, but I mean, what the hell does that even mean anymore? It only means as like how it's written, so that is the Jews from the Bible. Is that anything like modern day people that call themselves Jews? Any of them? Like even like the Orthodox Jews, right? And I mean, I think they're kind of epic in a way. Dangerous, but I mean, I can really respect a lot of what they do in their positions, their convictions. And a lot of it is also, yeah, you could say fucked up, but I mean, at least they're holding strong to their own principles more than most other cultures. So but are they even like the Jews from the Bible? It just doesn't seem like it. And people from Israel were called Israelites. Okay, but I mean, I thought Israel was a people, not a nation, or well, not a region or country, a piece of land. I thought Israelites were like a very specific bloodline of people. Maybe I got that wrong. I mean, but that's in the Bible, I think. That's what I've understood about it. Right, so you two get excited over Jews, you do that. You do Jew. I wish I had more coffee. North and South, 2 tribes? Oh, okay. What? I thought there were 12 tribes. Didn't like 2 tribes move north? One of them is like ended in Denmark? In Norway or something? mythology. Those groups are actually the same in the end. Yeah. But I mean, like, an identity with it, it's all exoteric pin down. It's like, no, this specific story. Yeah, but it's all stories. Maybe it's not about how the story is written, but what the story actually is. Maybe it's not important which story is the real one, but just what's happening. Where it's coming from. And what are the differences? Why? Why is it different from other stories that are like that? It's probably because it has a cultural significance that's being injected into that version to assimilate to its culture, right? And so you can tell what is the universally shared traits by the differences. Where are their differences? Why would there be the differences? Well, it probably has something to do with that specific culture. So you take the universal unifying factors that are the same with all, and then you can get a pretty, like, extra, yeah, how do you say that? Fractal image that is like, it applies to all of it. So the story of what it is doesn't matter anymore. This is the thing that it is. The icon that adapts to all of it. Or around which all the stories are written. Hope everybody's appreciating the show. I'm having a good time. Appreciate the interaction of 3 people in my chat. Wow. Amazing. I appreciate it. Hope you're all having a good Friday. Oh, great, by the way. There's been like updates with Linux. And there's no more sound issue glitch, which is great because, I mean, that was like, oh my god, it's not going to be like this forever, right? It isn't. There's no more glitch. You could just do multiple things. Multitasking is basically resolved, and it's like, oh my god, thank god for that. Oh. Because it was getting tedious, I was like switching back to Windows just to be able to do multiple things at the same time. But I basically don't have to do that anymore now, which is great. Oh, by the way, talking about Rogansing it up was hilarious. There was like this item, Brianna had some lady on, and they were talking about like this dwarf midget group. I don't even know what it was about, but it was just immediately like, did they invite Joe Rogan too? I was shocked that Owen Benjamin didn't bring that up. That he hadn't brought that up. But it's so funny. Just like, yeah, random item. I was just immediately like, oh, there's like this troop of midgets. They're going around doing stuff. They're doing performances and talks or whatever. Probably also politics. I was like, oh, is Joe Rogan coming? Because he would fit right in there. And he would feel much taller. Because, I mean, he's not super midget. compared to them, but I mean, he's a small guy, so he does fit in, but he would be one of the taller ones, which I bet he would enjoy. Right, and now that Trump's coming out, oh, we're gonna declassify all the UFO and alien files. I bet that Joe Rogan's gonna get another influx of attention now, because I mean, he's been that guy to have that subject on the floor a lot. So probably it's going to be a little bit of a comeback with Joe Rogan is what I predict.
Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. That word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist, and should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day the world declared in one voice. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
Just a skin. It really only works for those that can be fooled. So they didn't do that with me. But when I asked, like, hey, are there aliens? They were like, yeah, they're over there. It was pretty much like that. It's just another form with which they interact with people, and it works on people that believe outer space shit. So for them, it's a priestly trick. And that they said that it always did that. Like, these entities, they always play on people's religion. And they first basically try to take on the skin and do it right. And then eventually they start tempting you to step out of line. See if you really think it's them. It's like the nature of Lucifer, I guess. You could look at it like that, right? First they become your god or whatever, right? They become that on that side with you, and you're like, whoa, I got contact. And then they're like, yeah, they're gonna do it right, gonna give you good advice, and then eventually, like, they're gonna make you like do something that's kind of out of line, and then you're like, huh, why? And then they'll try to play it to you, well, like the Catholic Church would play it. It's like, no, we know better. Right? They're the authority. Will you submit your spiritual authority to them? And if you then say yes, well, now they got you. They got you hooked. And now Lucifer, or that force, will start to drop its act of actually being that icon god or whatever that you so believed in, and start to reveal more of its true nature and start to meddle with you. You gotta be very careful, right? It's like, if you think you're meeting God, do not sign any contracts. Do not even verbally submit your authority to them. It's like, you think about it, it's really logical, but yeah, when you are facing with something in your dreams or in the other dimension or whatever, that is like, this is it, this is who I wanted to meet, this is God. Be very careful. It may not be them. Actually, there's a good chance that you will never actually meet that, but you will meet things that will potentially take on its skin.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Fuck you, Arwen.
That black-bearded man? Well, he was the representation of God. He tried to take on that skin. The weird thing was, I immediately figured out it wasn't him. Because, you know why? Because of the way that I saw God as an entity. They couldn't adapt to it. they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't figure out what skin to take on for me to believe it. Also because, well, I did kind of learn about Lucifer the seducer, angel of light pretending to be God. I did not know much about the Bible. I wasn't really Christian, but I had definitely heard that, and that stuck to mind when I was going through the experience. I did have like biblical esoteric insight available to me, even though I wasn't really well studied into it, enough to not overtly fall for tricks during the experience. And, well, still getting punishment for it. Because, I mean, they don't appreciate it when you don't fall for their tricks. They go more grim, more demonic. Right? If they can't lure you in with goodies and happiness, then they'll try to threaten you into it. That's what they do. Starts with Lucifer, ends with Ahriman. Right, but it was just fascinating that the black bearded man showed up and like, yeah, I'm God.
Ozzy Osbourne was the Prince of Darkness.
Trismegistus. That's like the first time I saw it, when I was still seeing rainbow color stuff, like when it was still prismatic, the vision. And then later he actually changed that weird slider in my head that turned the experience into the dark world, made the prismatic colors go away. And that's when I first saw him as like, black bearded man in black robes, no symbols, just really uniformly black. It was kind of impressive, but really modest. And that figure tried to identify himself to me as God the designer, and I was just not buying it at all. But I mean, I did just see like, okay, they are being put forward as an authority somehow, so I better pay attention. But I did not just think it was God at all. It's just like, no. Like, if it was God, that would like just massively overwhelm me. If I can believe the Bible, right? So it was just like, no. But it's like, okay, you say you're God? No. But let me hear what you got to share, right? What is it you want? Like that. Anyway. The Dark World Vision. Crazy ass experience that was. And I just remember all the important parts and a ton of horrifying things in between that I do not care to remember at all. I think I was subjected to like the complete Epstein files shit, like all of that. And that's also why I never actually want to see that. It's like I already know how horrifying it really is because I probably saw it like 30 years ago. And I couldn't handle it then. And I'm pretty sure that if I'm gonna see it with
Long John Silver and the Dark World
videos or whatever, I am not gonna be able to handle it now. Well, I'm gonna be able to handle it better, but still it wouldn't be worth it. It's just like, no, I know enough. I know how horrible it really is. I really do. It's like I have this one little weird advantage from the freaking Dark World Visions is that I just already went and saw that kind of sick shit. So I just don't have to actually, through the time-bound experience that to know that it's real. I don't need to. Thank God. It's like one of the very few advantages I actually got out of it, because it was mostly disadvantages. Even though very elucidating, I did learn much from it. But yeah, I can't really compare if that's really worth it. Comparison to like energy and hope that I lost. You could argue that there is a certain level of delusion about reality that can protect you and keep certain levels of enthusiasm alive. But that I had too much of that in my youth. I had too much delusion about reality, and that was problematic. It made me repulsive. Like, I didn't like me because I realized I can't handle reality. It's very disappointing. But at the same time, you can't just force yourself to handle it. It's just like, no, I am apparently just weak. Not good for your self-image. And then eventually I was just sick of it. I got so frustrated. It's like, I want to force myself to learn to handle it. And I sort of tried that, seeking out crazy people and criminals, and just like trying to figure it out and facing it and just doing a study of the darkness, like a weirdo observer. Because I was just so freaking disappointed about my own sensitivity to all these things. And the dangers of the delusion that I required. It's like, I'm not content with having to cope with so much just to be able to keep myself stable. I thought it was unacceptable. Like, I judged myself for that when I was younger. Like, this is not good enough. And so I did my exploration onto the darkness to see if I could like build up resistance, like immunity, like a vaccine idea. And to a degree it helped, but at the same time, I mean, the darkness, when you truly do not know, when you have not touched the darkness, you can't really know what it will do to you and how it will scar you, because it will. It's inevitable. I don't know anybody that's ever really tapped into the darkness that did not severely underestimate it, that did not end up with reoccurring nightmares. Right? For me, I don't have really reoccurring nightmares because I just faced it all and made it like a life study. And for me, yeah, the way that expresses itself is me bringing back up. Like, I had the Dark World experience. Oh, reference this, reference that. It's so fucked up. Well, that's, to me, literally the way that I can keep the nightmares at bay. If I would never be able to talk about it, it would start to haunt me again. Because that's what happened 10 years ago when I like first entered YouTube and all that. And like, I want to talk about stuff. I want to talk about everything. I had freaking nightmares. I had hallucinations and shit. Basically all echoes of the darkness that I touched in the past that would follow me around. Like PTSD and severe paranoia. Anxiety attacks directly linked up to it. And so, yeah, working through it is the only way I can tame it. And I have. So, yeah. That's my story. But in all of it, I've found out very little. Even in the Dark World, like, I found out very little of what happened in between the old Tartarian society, where they were literally using all of it, and you had the Breatharian society. Like, it's real. Like, I got that from my visions. I was shocked at the time, where they were like, what, you eat? Ew. That's so primitive. Like, I saw that first in my vision. Like, that's part of it. Like, they really were that. It's amazing. But then you have the post where that's all gone, and like the new era unfolded, and it's the wagons and the mud and like the empty cities and all that. What is in between that? I don't know what is in between. I don't know what happened. There is no transition in a way. It's almost like freaking reality itself may have like completely shattered, where there was no physical reality for a while, and then it reformed again or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it transitioned from one into the other. It's not just like, oh, Tartarian society, oh, it's a downslide, sudden disaster, everybody dies, rotting corpses, a bunch of people like weren't hit, they start to go around and see what's left and then reoccupy. It's not that straightforward, it seems. It just doesn't connect in ways. It's so strange. It's so strange. Darkness holds knowledge, light just reveals it. That's a interesting saying. Yeah. And it's, yeah, because darkness is also secrecy. Secrecy is holding on to information, keeping it away, holding on to it. Yeah, so yeah, darkness holds all knowledge, light just reveals it. That is true esoterically. Right? Because there is nothing to limit the darkness from knowing everything. There's no need for a limit in darkness. So they will take any knowledge and hold on to it. Any. Especially the fucked up things. And then keep it away, because of course the light cannot bear be bared to be revealed. So yeah. Anyway, hope everybody's appreciating the show. I do feel very inspired today. Don't know how long the show is going to be, but yeah, I'm probably a solid 2 hours or more. Because I'm not done yet. The birds are all singing outside. Can you guys hear that? It's raining.
Okay, boys, let's give Mr. Cassie some cover, gentlemen. Let's plow the road.
Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you are. And yeah, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break and I'll be right back. See you soon.
The Italian curling team, do you mean Team Camel Toe?
And I'm back. No way. Serious? Frickin' High Brazil? Like from Eric the Viking? Once every 7 years, a mysterious island is visible on the coast of Ireland. 2026 predict to be the next appearance. Whoa. I mean, this might just be bullshit, but fascinating bullshit. Let's see if I can share this. Alright. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Once every 7 years, a mysterious island is visible off the coast of Ireland, and 2026 is predicted to be the next appearance. Recorded on thousands of maps but never actually found, this is Hy Brasil. Hy Brasil is shrouded in fog and visible for just 1 day every 7 years. Even then, reaching it was said to be impossible. Hy is an old Gaelic word for island, and Brasil comes from descendants or clan of Brisal, who was an ancient figure linked with nobility and greatness in early Irish lore. The first recorded appearance of Hy Brasil was on nautical charts in 1325. And for centuries afterwards, maps from around the world placed a round island in the Atlantic, complete with a river bisecting it. Sailors and villagers claimed sightings throughout the ages. Some described green meadows and woodlands before it faded back into the mist. Others tried to explore it but only found sea where it once seemed to stand. Said to be a place where nobody aged and there was eternal peace. An Irish physician from the O'Leigh family claimed he was transported to this island and gifted a manuscript of cures. A real 15th century medical codex which is now stored at the Royal Irish Academy. Despite centuries of fascination, Yggdrasil slipped from the charts by the late 1800s, with its final appearances noted around 1873. By this point it
I love that child's thing. And now it's time to sing Tong Tong Ti Tong Tong. Sorry, that's Eric the Viking reference. There was a high Brazilian there and they were horrendous singers. It's really funny. I mean, Eric the Viking is just a fantastical movie. Really, like, overlooked a lot. I should watch it again. What a great movie. It's so funny because it's like silly and funny, but it's also very serious at the same time, and it's just this surreal combination. It's great. Very unique. Never seen a movie like that ever since.
The Italian curling team, do you mean Team Camel Toe?
Whoa. Jesus.
Round the fuck out, Arwen. round out, you little fucking toad. People have shit to do.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna run out the show. Sorry for the silence. It's been pretty good, but I mean, yeah, the flow is out of it. I'm just now scrolling and not gonna waste everybody's time with that. It's nice to share that little clip about Hypersil, though. That was interesting. If there's any truth to it, and probably is. Right. So, thanks everyone for coming. Hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogans it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. Right, I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2554 on a Saturday. Hope to see you all then. Yeah, I'll be on time this time. Everybody have a great rest of this Friday. Have a good weekend. And until the next video, keep it flat.